Just setting out. Angel Day 2021. What's Angel Day mean? Well, put simply, it's the day Ammon died. But doesn't Angel Day sound so much better? We're so grateful Ammon lived as long as he did. It allows us to celebrate this cutie, his twin brother, on July 20th in all its happiness. And the 21st? Well, that's Ammon's Day, the day he became an angel. We're allowed to feel all the feels on that day, mourn, and I'm even allowed to do one of those ugly mom cries. You know, in time, I truly believe that we'll view the 21st as celebratory as the 20th, just like its name suggests. But until then, I'm going to show you what we've come up with to help us get there. I was trying to throw out ideas. What should we do, kids, that we can do every year as our tradition for Ammon? My daughter thought of an awesome thing and she said, how about we deliver angel cookies? This is genius! We're gonna call it the Angel Act. My hope is that this creates like a ripple effect. I'm driving 30 minutes north because every store location in the county I live is sold out. Because it was so meaningful to me that when I saw it, I'm like, that's what I'm gonna do. This first Angel Act, I'm gonna go big. Okay, just pulled up. There have been a lot of wise mothers that have walked this same road before me. Luckily, they've clued me in to know that days like this can be really hard. That's why I packed the day full of activities. I've learned that if there's a tendency to be sad, engage yourself in service. It's always helped me feel better. This was really fun to make. It's just a brief compilation of some of my favorite quotes and uplifting messages that helped get me through my pregnancy that I will pass on to each Angel Act family. This is a tough day and I'm holding my emotions together. I told my husband, I'm like, I have to be doing this or I'd be a puddle of mush at home. We're all in yellow. Well, clothes that have yellow on them. Looking for all things yellow in this store. Yeah, no, it's not. Found the yellow candy that I can find this short of notice. Shoot, I didn't think through the container thing. The container part of this gift. And there ain't no yellow bowls anywhere. Oh, pineapple? Not even a white bowl. What the heck? How am I gonna give it to her in? Okay, check it out. Yellow and a gray bowl. Oh well, we tried. So let's get out of here. Do you know someone did this for me during my pregnancy? It meant the world to receive so many yellow fun things. So why Jess? Why did I choose her? My first gift, Angel's Act, had to be to her. Years ago, I was at the gym and my friend told me, hey, you should go follow Jess because she lost a baby and she wrote all about it in this wonderful blog. It had a profound impact on me. So emotional as I read the words, and I would have to close the blog at times because it was the first time I had ever come across an account where someone described what losing a baby was like in lots of detail, but with so much love and tenderness that it was appropriate. And I remember saying to myself, that is the one trial I could never bear. You're strong because you have to be. I thank her for those words and for paving the path to being able to talk about hard things, talk about things that happen all the time in this world. I'm giving her this gift because it's only suiting. She was the first account I ever read about it, and it inspired me to share my story through video, through my words. Okay, gonna be honest, a little nervous, but it's really good because it's keeping my mind on this and serving and trying not to be sad on my baby's angel day. I've never been to her house. She hardly knows me. She knows me from the gym. That's about it. I seem to always do this to myself, put myself in random situations and outside my comfort zone, but luckily she's super social, really cool, and I don't think she'll think it's too weird. If anything, she'll be honored. I hope she is. So we're almost to Jess's house. We've got the package of yellow candy. I've got a special painting I'm about to give to her. We're all kind of wearing yellow, which signifies the color they love because of the day they lost their Annie. And I thought it's an appropriate color for us to wear on our angel day. Jen and her family brought me this sweet gift today. They came and surprised me. They were on my door and I opened it with their entire family. I think Jen, she has like 50,000 kids, so lots of kids. They brought me yellow balloons. They were all wearing yellow. Brought me yellow candies, all the yellow treats that you could think of. And the sweetest, most tender letter about Annie and their sweet little Ammon. She has given me a gift to open. Just very tender when you've lost a child. And so the first gift that they wanted to give was to me for sweet Annie. And I believe she said it was a piece of art, which I am always a fan of good art. This is beautiful. So it's this beautiful painting right here. And she expressed this in her letter as I read it before I've opened this gift. So she's talking about how she's not sure if the mother is receiving the baby or if the mother is giving the baby back. I think anyone that's lost a child can relate to this. Sorry, I'm being emotional. But I just wanted to thank Jen and her family so much for being such a light. I wish I didn't know what they were going through or the experiences that they were going through, but I do. I miss my daughter every single day and I'm so grateful for her. And I think that this is such a wonderful tribute to have a sweet gift to give someone each year that their child has returned back to our Heavenly Father. Jen and your entire family, thank you so much for this beautiful gift. I just feel so honored that I was the first one for you to think of. And I hope that you feel Ammon near and dear today especially. Love you all.
Next drop off.
Is your mommy home? This is so beautiful. None of this was done when I stayed here. I was up in that top room on the end every day looking at construction slowly occurring here, but not this beautiful hospital grounds. Are you kidding me? Sorry, Roger, you're on camera. Oh, look at him stare at you. Find a family this year that could use it. Okay. And pass it on. Okay, so you're supposed to find a family this year that could use it. Who is that over there? Baby Ammon.
But where's Baby B?
Where's Baby B?
Yeah.
You know what? We have a name for him now. His name is Baby Brevin. He's upstairs.
Why?
Did he open his eyes to look at you? Wrap him up. Do you want to say have a little goodbye kiss? When I'm left to myself, I get the emotions coming, but I haven't been left to myself. This is the exact time. Our last hour with Ammon, 4 stories up. A mother that's ever lost a child in their arms knows how hard it is. But I'm thankful I could fill my day with things to honor him. That's what he would want, right? Us to serve and think of others. Woo! Get around more people. So I stop crying. And to finish this wonderful hospital visit off, we could do none other than order delicious hospital cafeteria cheeseburgers. Okay, so I kind of remember them being a lot more spectacular last year after that marathon day of losing Ammon. Honestly, I'm surprised that I even had the appetite to eat it. But I think it's more about the love we felt from that nurse going out of her way to make sure we had something to bring us joy that evening. Just leaving the hospital, off to the cemetery. You know, I struggle with expectations. I wanted this last stop, his grave, the first time seeing his headstone, to be perfect. But the kids were ruining it in the back, fighting and quarreling and punching balloons and making obnoxious sounds. Can you be quiet, please? Okay, 10th time. This will be the first time, kids, we get to see his headstone. It's such a blessing. They got it done in time. There's tender mercies to be found whenever you look for them. One came right here in this moment. Our little Ammon passed away at 7:30 p.m. on a Tuesday night, even though he wasn't pronounced gone until 8:15. The following Tuesdays for the next several weeks, I would always grow quiet as it drew near 7:30 p.m. Perhaps now you can understand why, to my disappointment, we were still fighting in the car and behind schedule and not gathered around his grave at 7:30 p.m., but 5 minutes behind. In the past year, I've come to learn that Ammon's life was all about gifts, and that didn't end on July 21st, 2020. As we drove that final stretch, instead of scanning the green fields of grass with its gravestones, my eyes drew heavenward. In the vast, darkened sky, there was one glorious opening. Now, while I'd love to be able to claim all these instances where I felt him near me, reality is that I haven't, maybe only once or twice. But as that beam blinded me, approaching his grave for my very first time, my sixth sense felt Ammon.
Turn around.
I believe he was sending a message, another gift, if you will, one of approval and gratitude. One that said, "I'm here, Mom. Thank you for spending the day in my honor and for serving and loving others." His headstone is yet another tender mercy worth mentioning. I had always had this personal goal to have it done by the year mark. To me, I guess it was a major milestone of overcoming grief and moving on. I kept pushing it off because, well, frankly, I wasn't over it. And then, while in the making of this, another grief-stricken mother shared perhaps the best explanation I've ever heard on grief, that comforts any soul that has ever felt they've been stuck in that dark, lonely place when the world only seems to go on around them. The words come from the renowned Nora McInerney's TED Talk and go as follows. We don't move on from grief. We move forward with it. I delayed so long because I wanted it to be perfect. But how do you design the perfect headstone? Then, when I was ready to finally tackle the task, to my heartbreak, all monument companies were 2 to 3 months out. I had 7 weeks, and I hadn't even started the design process yet. Walker Monument sincerely offered to give it their best attempt at getting it done within that time frame, while also mentioning that some of the features that we wanted, like the enameled steel portraits, were outsourced to Canada and would only add to the production time. As for the pictures to be used, we knew we wanted Christ holding a baby to be one of them. We liked the tenderness and simplicity of this image and purchased it online. Then Brenton took his own creative liberties by making it black and white and to adjust the shading in order for the baby to really be visible within Christ's arms. The other steel circle was to be personal to Ammon. We didn't feel like a picture of his face with ventilator and all was suiting. My mind immediately went to a picture for which I now know I was inspired to take. During my last hours with Ammon, the beauty of this scene here, with his hand cupped within mine, overtook me. With Brenton busy holding Brevin and nurses giving us our space, I carefully took my left hand out from underneath the pillow, which was holding Ammon, balanced my cell phone with my non-dominant hand, and snapped these few pictures in that dim NICU room. Now many were grainy or even blurry, which obviously presented a problem for printing, but we knew that this picture was to represent the sacredness of his life. I had this vision to somewhat hand sketch it, similar to the Christ on the opposite side, but with no one to turn to and knowing the inadequacies of our own sketching abilities. My husband had his own inspired and yet genius idea. Just before midnight, he posted a Photoshop request on Reddit, explaining our situation and inquiring if anyone had the capability and skill to do so. Within minutes, complete strangers were sending in submissions, and by morning, there were already over 70 of the sweetest comments and some of the most beautiful depictions to choose from. With a timeline crunch and after much deliberation that day, we chose this one. And then, of course, put our own tweaks to it to make it a little darker and more visible. Next was the song that's special to our family.
Everyone has that children's book, I Love You Forever. And ever since my first child, I made up my own tune to it. It's not a great tune, but I sing it to him every night. And I want to sing it to him. Because I didn't know if I could get to sing it to him alive.
Using the full song made it look pretty busy, so we shortened it to the most essential line. Lastly, we come to the bottom line. There's that word again, gift. It's not by chance that the word his was placed in there. The double meaning couldn't be more accurate. I think this little excerpt that I made last year portrays this best.
Song. I love you forever. I like you for always. Forever and ever. My baby will be. You remember that, huh? Yeah, I'm singing to you, bud. I'll love you forever, sweetie. So proud of you. You did it, buddy. You did it. Thank you. Thank you for letting us meet you. I'm so proud.
You know, I made this video for 3 basic reasons. 1, for myself, as it's my own little way of coping, healing, and remembering my son. 2, for my posterity. I've heard of many a wise folk who, nearing the end of their lives, try and compile a book of their life story. Well, I'm doing mine along the way.
Hey guys, huddle together.
So what would be my last reason? As you may have gathered from the Angel Act, if I can even inspire one soul to step outside their comfort zone and minister to one person experiencing grief, then my heart is full, and this was worth it. If I could only help people realize that the pain goes so much deeper and lasts so much longer than the cards, the meals, and the hugs that start to fade away by the 2 months post-funeral mark. Please seek out that neighbor who lost a sibling, that friend who lost her mother, that individual that just lost their spouse, or even that grandma who lost their child decades ago. Ask them about their loved one or how they're doing. Don't be afraid to make us cry. It's quite the opposite. We rejoice when we get to talk about them. It was quite the remarkable Angel Day, and we look forward to visiting so many more angel families in years to come.